Yo, guys, what's going on? YouTube, how's everyone doing? Hope everyone's good. Today, we are doing another reaction video to, uh, one second, Ants is the name, or the channel. It's how to fix positioning in Overwatch. Hopefully, this means I can get a bit better and get out of gold. Fingers crossed. We'll see. Make sure you like, sub, comment down below what you want to see next. And yeah, hope you enjoyed the video. Alright, let's get into it.
Alright, today we're diving into the most important skill of all time, and that is positioning. Yeah, I know it doesn't sound too flashy. Nobody ever screamed, positioning diff in chat. Well, except maybe that one support, maybe. But here's the thing, good positioning can literally win fights before they start. It's like playing chess, essentially. Whether you're tired of getting one-tapped by Widow, flanked by Genji, or just want to stop using the respawn as your second home, stick around for this video. I got a lot of tips for you. If you don't know my content, I managed to solo queue all the way to about middle of Masters by myself, and then I grabbed a duo and hit top 500. So this is on PC, by the way, not console. I'm not flaming any console players, of course. If you liked anything you see today, I live stream every single day on Twitch, starting today on YouTube. My Discord is open for you to join as well, and that is all in the bio. So yeah, let's get into it. The first thing we're going to go over today is space management, which is the fundamental of understanding where to stand. I took the screenshot from a game I had yesterday that we're going to go over to talk about space and managing space, and I've drawn on the screen where the choke is. You have to think of the choke as an invisible line where you do not want the other team to pass, but you can pass over this line yourself once an opportunity arises. Okay, so the invisible line is about to be crossed by the payload. The Cassidy is in front of his tank, and he gets picked. Now, on that pick, I decided as the Genji that we are now in a 5v4, and I'm able to move up. We pick the the Mercy, now the Baptiste, and then slowly, the Sig. I mean, we are here for some time, but we do want ult charge. So, now we go back behind the invisible line. I wanted to elaborate more on what just happened in that fight, but as you can see, the Cassidy is in front of his tank, which should not be happening in a main choke. If he wanted to go to the side or flank, he should be on the other side of the map, not directly in front of his tank. And what happens? He gets picked first, they've delayed the fight by almost a minute, and we are now up on ult charge. I also wanted to talk about the positioning of my supports. My Yu Yang, who's a character that can shoot around walls, and my Mercy I directly lined behind line of sight. The line where I've drawn is basically line of sight, and they are standing behind that so they do not get shot. The only way to get to my supports is by off-angling to the left. Or
I am normally the cast, by the way. Normally, well, in quick play anyway, if I'm playing DPS. If I'm support, then yeah, I'm staying all the way in the back. So support, I have more of an understanding, but DPS, tank, not really.
By flanking all the way around to the right where the bridge is. As a support player, you want to be directly behind the whole team. Maybe on the off angle if you're Kiriko, but always behind. Your DPS are going to be in front of you, and then your tank is at the front to soak damage. Now I want to show you an example of bad positioning. I'm up here trying to fight the Tracer, who's on an off angle, and my tank is all the way far forward, behind the choke, right? He is now
yeah, he's got to be
pushed onto their side, and because of his positioning, my supports couldn't save him, and he just got picked, which allowed their team is now advancing. I managed to get a pick, but I traded it. I don't know if I live here, but no, I don't. See, my bad positioning behind their team got me picked. My Sojourn pops to see if they can even the picks, in which he does get a pick, which stops them from, you know, advancing. So it was good she popped, and I think she gets that pick as well, but she's got a good Mercy pocket. My tank came back. They're battling at the front. You see how both tanks are in equal space? Tank is overextended, and we get the pig, and we win the fight. Now we snowball them all the way back to spawn. I wanted to analyze my Hog's position. He got hooked because he was standing just before the...
Yeah, you can't... I think with a lot of the metal ranks, so gold, diamond, gold, plat, silver, bronze, but especially on the higher part of that, so the gold plats, no one really turns around to look at like your supports and like if anyone's attacking and that sort of stuff. So I know that, but and so I do it occasionally, but I don't think I do it enough to like make an impact. You know what I mean? But this I have an understanding of because I understand it, but in games I don't do it, so it's more just putting it to use.
Choke line, and because of his bad positioning, he gets picked, forces us into a 4v5, and they manage to push the point just to where the circuit is at the very top of your screen. Playing your life and being aware of your team is the most important part of positioning. If you're not aware of your team, or if you're
Bruise in my head.
positioned all the time wrong, you're going to get picked more and you're going to die more, which means you're forcing more 4v5s. Now, I wanted to talk about the battle that me and Tracer are happening on the top right of the screen. We are inside this building here where it is circled. The Tracer is here because she's trying to off angle. She's trying to go on a flank to try and get a pick on my supports, because my supports are positioned well. They're not in line of sight, and no one can see them. So playing Tracer, she can try and pick them in the back line. But because it is my job as a duelist, or as a DPS to fight the Tracer, I'm marking her to make sure that she does not get any picks. And ultimately,
Okay.
I get her health to 1 HP, and she backs off, and I manage to kill her. Now, the Tracer's idea was good. Someone has to make a play because we are positioned well. And look, sometimes it is okay to take a death if you're going to pick up 1 or 2 kills, right? So if she came in, got 1 or 2 kills and died, her team can move in, right? But unfortunately, I'm just, too good. Now, I quickly want to talk about this. The Kree is on his right here, all by himself, and gets picked by my Sojourn. The Ashe is on the left and gets picked by me. They have no one with them. Their bad positioning punished their team, and now they're in a 3v5.
Okay.
So, just to quickly look, if we go back to this guy, who's getting pocketed, right? What is this cast doing? He's away from both his supports. He's got no pocket. He's away from his tank. He's got no help. I know he's trying to maybe off angle here, but he punishes himself, and he forces his team, right, into a 4v5, which is not great. What's he doing?
Yeah.
Same again.
Okay.
If I switch over to my point of view over here, right? Look at this Ashe, all by herself, right? The Ashe is all by herself,
Okay.
yeah? Away
Yeah.
from both their supports' line of sight and their tank, and ultimately, I go in and I pick her. You're probably looking at this and thinking, look, the supports are in a good position, in which they are, right? But it is your job as a support to potentially save your teammates. Both teammates got picked at the exact same time. The
Yeah,
McCree on
You can't there's no. I guess Bap could, but it's also then endangering himself. So I guess it's just keeping line of sight, right? Making sure that your supports can heal and can see you. Sorry. So you can actually live.
the left and the Ashe on the right. The Baptiste has his jump boots. He could have seen that the Ashe is in danger, right? If they were communicating, he could have jumped up, immorted the Ashe, right? He's got everything on cooldown here. So I don't know what he's doing. He could try and make a play. I know it is not your job to babysit, but sometimes your team does need saving. He could have jumped up, saved the Ashe, but he didn't. Same way the Kiriko hasn't used her TP or her cleanse, and she could have seen that the Cass was on 1 HP here, TP'd through the wall, thrown the immort, and they probably wouldn't have won against a Sojourn and a Mercy Pocket, and they could have backed up together. So my point is, as a support player, it is not just your job to stand behind and heal bot. You have to make plays to save your team, because I'm sure the Ashe and the Cassidys, thoughts, they weren't trying to go, do you know what, I'm going to throw the game and go to the right. They probably were just trying to make a play, and sometimes people need help doing that. As a tank, you have to decide where it is best to hold space. You are the front line. You need to know where to stand, look at the invisible chokes points, and envision where you do not want the other team to cross, right? And that's based on teammates' position, the eliminations that you get in the match, and ultimately who has their ult. If their hog has his hook...
Yeah, this is kind of where, or partly where I kind of stop. I can do the holding space and where my teammates are, but ults, I'm so lost, genuinely. I can't not predict, but I won't know who has ult, who doesn't, and I guess that's a flaw in my tanking that obviously I need to get better at.
Don't stand at the front, right? Don't do it. You need to position based on other people's abilities, and you will learn that. As a DPS, you don't want to just stand directly behind the tank unless you're maybe Bastion or something, but you always want to look for places to apply pressure, like what the Ashe and the Cass were doing. Unfortunately, because of the positioning, they got picked, right? Me as Genji, I would control the high ground, poke them from the side, and when I see opportunity, I would dash in. Finally, as a support, you want to play as far away as possible. But if you're, for example, DPS are on an off angle, try and support one. If you're Kiriko, maybe Baptiste, your position, you can go on height and low ground whenever you choose, and only move up with your team. I do not want you flanking. You can flank on Kiri. Kiri is the only exception because you can flank and TP away, but just be careful. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I tried to be as informative as possible. If I helped at all, drop me a follow.
Okay, that's just his outro. All right. Again, like I said, make sure you go give him a like, sub to his channel. I'll put the original video down in the description. But that's the end of today's video. I definitely learned a lot, and I understand how or what my flaws are and sort of where I need to improve. Again, ults is something I have to like really make sure of. Friendly ults, enemy ults, cooldowns, that sort of stuff. I really need to sort of remember and really lock into. And then I think I probably could push Plat. DPS is solid as well. I'm not horrible, but I do still feel like I don't apply enough pressure. I kind of just, if you've seen my streams before, sometimes I just go Junkrat and just start chucking shit into whatever there is there. A D.Va, a Rhine, a Ram, Zarya, Winston, whatever tank it is, I try and just chuck shit at it just to try and kill it. And sometimes it works, and that's great. But also, it's not going to work higher ranks and whatever. So it's a reinforced bad habit, as people would say. So I need to work on that. Anyways, I appreciate everyone who came out and watched the video. I appreciate you all. Thank you so much. I hope you enjoy the rest of your day. Again, like, comment, sub. Let me know what you want me to react to next. And I think that's it. So, go show love to the original video. I said that in the intro as well, but it's in the outro as well. Appreciate you. Thank you. Peace.